welcome to another episode from the Nail Engineer. I've decided this week to post a kind of loosely Prince tribute manicure with the purple and the obviously purple flames, get it? Purple flames, not quite purple rain, but never mind. Okay, so today's look is made using Colour Club gel in Blue Heaven. So that's on my index and ring finger, and then on the other fingers I've got this really nice colour from Madam Glam called Purplexed, and then that's topped off with the matte top coat on the purple fingers, and then just your regular favourite UV base coat and top coat on the two hollow fingers. And I'll tell you what you need for the stamping when we get to it. But first off, what we're going to do is we're going to go in, and I'm currently on second coat, and on this hand the purple actually is quite sheer, and it took 4 coats. Okay, so I really recommend, because of the way that this particular Madam Glam behaves, when you put on your first coat you're going to want to flash cure it. What I did was I did little finger and middle finger and then flash cured for like 10 seconds, and then went on to paint the thumbnail, which obviously takes a bit more time because it's a bit bigger, and then cured the lot. And before I even put on the purple, I use the hollow, which behaves really nicely. Now I don't know why, but for some reason, whether I'm erring on the side of caution, I always seem to end up with thinner coats on my non-dominant hand. Sorry, on my right hand, which is when I'm painting with my non-dominant hand. So it may be that I'll get away with 3 coats on this. I don't know. Let's just see how it looks when I finish painting. The formula of this Madam Glam is quite thick, so I was really surprised that it didn't go on more opaque. With this colour, you have to be very careful to get your brush strokes perfectly straight, because when you matte top coat, it's really going to show up. Anyway, let's cure this. Okay then, so as it happens, I had to put a 4th coat on because there just wasn't enough opacity. I should mention that most people seem to get by with 2 to 3 coats of Madam Glam. This is probably a problem that I have because my natural nail tips are actually very white, and so I tend to get like a slight line showing through, and I have to use more coats than maybe other people can get away with. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to top coat. Anyway, on the purple nails, we're going to use this Madam Glam matte top coat, which I am so in love with. Loads of my friends really love this as well, who I've been practicing on. I have got another matte top coat. This is a IBD Mattify, and I must say it just doesn't work with heavily pigmented colours or dark colours. It tends to kind of go a bit streaky with a bluish tint to it, and it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of dulls down the underlying colour, especially black. It looks pretty awful on black, but I did successfully use this to do my pastel mini egg Easter theme manicure, and it was really quite nice over pastels, although I did notice that over a week or 2 it really picks up the dirt. So I'll be interested to find out if the same happens with the Madam Glam, but generally the finish of it is just a lot nicer. Anyway, I'm just going to pop this on one nail to show you how it behaves. It's quite a thick one, quite similar to like a C&D kind of formula, and you can see there it's kind of, can you see? kind of a bit sticky. It does the job just nice. You've got to be careful though, because it's so sticky. There can be a temptation to put it on too thick, and you really don't want to do that. And you can see there that I've taken as much as possible off of the brush before I start. Sorry if I'm going off camera. This is only my second video. I'm not quite used to it. So just make sure that you've got full coverage there. Oh, missed a bit. And then repeat with the rest of the nails and cure. And I'll be right back. So we're all cured now. Your purple nails are all finished. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a fingerprint on there. You may be able to see that there's a couple of bits that I've missed, but that's okay because the Madam Glam matte top coat is really good. If you do miss the odd bit, you can still go over with another thin coat all over the nail, not just in one place. And unlike other matte top coats that I've tried, you don't end up with a streaky kind of washed out look. It goes over quite nicely. So onto the stamping on the hollow fingers, and it just occurred to me that one of the stamping polishes that I have, Esmaltes da Kelly in Maria, might be a good colour match for this, and that perhaps I could work out some kind of stamping design. So this plate that I've got is just from a bulk job lot that I got off of eBay, so I can't tell you the manufacturer. What I will say is it's a bit more of a shallow etch than some of the other plates I have. I have a lot of Moyu plates that are really, really good, very reliable, and pretty much any stamper will work with them. But with these ones, which are kind of a bit shallower in etch, unfortunately I can't use my favourite clear stamper, which is really useful because you can see exactly where you're putting it on the nail. And I can't use my next favourite marshmallow squishy stamper because it's too soft. This marshmallow squishy is your standard kind of silicone head, very smooshy. And actually I was disappointed with this one when I bought it initially because I was hoping it would be a squishy one, and it actually turned out to be a bit harder because it's more of a kind of plastic rubber. As you can see there with the kind of hole in the bottom, and once it's in the holder it's a lot more firm. But actually for these shallower etch plates that's perfect for picking up the image. So anyway, just in case there's any fluff, I'll go over with my lint roller, and as you can see I have had a couple of fails trying to do this hand on camera, which is a bit of a shame, but let's try again. Quickly go in again, otherwise this video is going to be rather long. It's a bit better. Ah, much better. So if you've got any excess, you can take it off with your fingernail, or if you're careful, with the side of your lint roller. If your stamping end has come out a little bit, just kind of pull it back up into position. Now this is going to be tricky. Oh, sorry, I went off camera because I was too busy trying to concentrate on getting the image where I wanted it on the nail. Now, as you can see, I've got a tiny little bit there that's kind of missing, but not to worry. Just take your stamping polish and take off as much of the excess as you possibly can, and then just really, really carefully just touch up that corner. Just kind of feathering it on until you can't see any of the hollow underneath. And no one would ever know once it's all dry. Okay, I'm just going to do the other one off camera because this is quite tedious. And then I'm going to top coat twice over stamping. The reason being, before you've stamped, you've wiped off your tacky inhibition layer, otherwise stamping will just slide around everywhere. And what you might get when you put your top coat on over is little voids, because it hasn't got that tacky layer there to kind of stick to. So to err on the side of caution, after you spend all of this effort getting that lovely design on there, you don't want to ruin it when you wipe and take half of your design. What you want to do is put on at least 2 top coats, just to make sure that you've got all of the area sealed in. And as if the video wasn't long enough, I should have mentioned before as well, if you do mess up your stamp bin and you have to wipe off a messy design from your nail, do not use acetone. I always use acetone free nail polish remover, although I understand some people get away with regular nail polish, but I am an engineer and I am cautious, and why take chances? So acetone free takes it off the nail fine. I've managed to stamp the other nail. As you can see, I've got a tiny little void that I just repaired with the dotting tool, but that should be fine once you get your top coat over. That should kind of fade out quite nicely and level out. So I'm all cured, and now comes the moment of truth, the wiping. That's for these 2 fingers only, because another awesome thing about the Madam Glam matte top coat is that it goes on shiny, and then as it cures it goes matte, and you don't need to wipe it. So, ooh, here goes. Please don't take my design with you. Ooh, 1 down. Yes, it survived. Purple flame, purple flame. Yeah, sorry about that. Hi, Prince. Anyway, there's my manicure. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you've got any questions or comments, just put them in the comments below, and thanks for watching.